What is up, you guys? My name is Sean. This is my daughter, Katie, and my part-time job is reselling things online and making YouTube videos about it.
Okay, get back here.
Anyways, today we're going to be going over how to list your stuff up on eBay, but first, we got something to ship.
So we just sold these Keen shoes last night. My wife picked these up at, I can't remember if it was Goodwill, garage sale. We've had them for about four or 5 months. Finally sold last night for a best offer of $25, which is only $5 under my asking price. So went ahead and accepted that and gonna go ahead and get them shipped out. All right, so since these shoes are already pretty flat and malleable, I'm gonna go ahead and ship them in a flat rate envelope, and I think that's gonna be our best price as far as shipping them out to the buyer. And I weighed them before I listed them, and they were over a pound. So with the priority envelope as well, they're gonna be 1 pound, 3 ounce or 3.3 ounces. So I'm gonna go ahead and round that up to 1 pound, 4 ounces. All right, so since this is a flat rate envelope, the weight and dimensions don't really matter a whole lot. So I selected the flat rate envelope, and it's gonna cost $7.40. So we're gonna go ahead and print. All right, so this was our only sale for today, so now we got this all packed up and ready to go. Let's talk about listing.
So the first thing you want to do when you're getting ready to list is to go ahead and prep your items. For me, that kind of looks like putting them in small, manageable piles of usually about 10 to 20 items. That way you're not pulling from a big death pile, and it just feels like you're not getting anywhere because you're just pulling from dozens and dozens of items. Whereas if you make a small, manageable pile of 10, maybe 20 items, then you can get through that pretty quick. You can get through about 10 items in maybe about 30 minutes. So you definitely feel a lot more accomplished doing that, and you don't get as bogged down because, let's be honest, listing is not the funnest thing to do.
So this is actually my pile for today. Those were a return item. I guess the boots didn't fit the person they sent out to. So they got sent back, so I got to relist them and get them back up. And I found this at my parents' house from when I was a child and aspiring to be a Navy SEAL. Being colorblind kind of prevented that. And then this I got when I was on deployment in Japan. A little Gundam Zaku thing, kind of cool. Got some Looney Tunes ties. A scuba diving hood. Some caps. Haven't actually checked the sold comps on those, so I'm not sure yet. And some Monarchs, aka dad shoes.
So yeah, that right there is about 9 items. I'll probably include the 2 ties into one listing just so they're a little easier to sell, because I don't think the sold comps on those particular ties are very impressive. So 8 listings. So that might, if I was just hammering down on it, it might take maybe 20 minutes, if that. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the fastest and most effective way possible to get through all your listings.
All right, so let's start with this DVD, for example. So Navy SEALs Buds Class 234. So it's got 3 CDs in here. So anything like this that's like a DVD or a video game or anything like that, you want to test it to make sure it actually works. Because even if the disc looks flawless, it still might not work. And you don't want to get negative feedback because you sold something that you thought worked and actually didn't. So anything like this, make sure you take a picture of it working. So put it in your DVD player or whatever game console it is, and take a picture of the game or movie actually working so the buyer knows for sure that it does work and they're more inclined to buy it. Also, with something like this, if it has a barcode right here, or like with this thing, has a barcode, you can actually go onto the eBay app and scan that barcode, and it'll pull up this DVD or this model thing, whatever it is. That way, you don't have to go through all the trouble of typing in all the information about this thing and trying to find it yourself. You just scan that barcode, and boom, pulls that thing up for you.
All right, so that brings me to what I was talking about with the barcode scanner. So that little camera icon in the top right-hand corner on the home screen in the search bar, you're going to touch that camera icon. Now it's going to say point camera at barcode. We're going to grab this, point it at the barcode, and boom.
it's gonna pull up that item. So these are all the active listings. You do not want to go off these prices because these may be astronomically high and way more than what people are actually willing to pay for. So we're gonna go to filter. Nope, not that. Filter. Show more. Go down to sold items, and this is what this DVD set is actually selling for. So you got some Blu-ray, some DVD, but yeah, these are the prices you want to go off of when you're figuring out a price to list your item at.
So now I'm going to take you through step by step on how we list a couple of these items. So the first one I'm going to do is this DVD that we were talking about, and also these dad shoes. So a little bit different items. One, you can just scan the barcode and it pulls up the item for you. One, you actually have to look up, and I'll show you how I look up shoes like that.
All right, so the first one we're going to start with is that DVD. So again, go to the camera icon on the search bar. You're going to click on that. You're going to scan the barcode again. Then you're going to go to filter. Go down, show more. You're going to go to sold items. So the only reason I'm using the app for this right now is because I just always use the app when I'm listing my items. I don't ever use the desktop. The only time I really use the desktop is if I'm shipping something. So now that you're on sold comps, you're going to look through and find what the DVD or what the item is actually going for. So looks like a competitive price would probably be around $25, maybe a little venturous, maybe about 30. So as soon as you find your item or something close to it, you're going to go ahead and click on that. So we're going to go ahead and click on the top one. Now you're going to click on sell one like this, that little I guess clickable link on the top portion. So click on sell one like this. So what that's going to do is this is just a quick way to bring up that listing without you having to type everything in. So it's got a lot of the item specifics already. Got the category. You can go ahead and put in your own price. Speaking of pricing, I never do auction. So go ahead and turn that off. I always do buy it now. So the buy it now price, okay, so it's trending at $28.70. I think I want to sell this a little quicker. But I mean, we'll go ahead and put $29.97. So the reason why I put $97 instead of like $30 is because if somebody pulls up that listing and it's going for, other ones are going for $30, mine will be the cheaper one of those whole numbers. So I'm going to put $29.97. And I always turn offers on just because I'd say 80% of my sales, maybe more, maybe less, are through offers. So I'm going to make my minimum offer, we'll start out at $24.99, see what that does. So again, buy it now. I never do a whole dollar amount, just kind of like $29.99 or $29.97, something like that. And then you can put in a description. So I always put in the description like the name of the item, what service I plan on using, and then you can put any defects, put this tested and working, and just kind of any other specifics you think the item needs. With DVDs, it's not that crucial, but with other items like shoes and stuff or shirts, you definitely want to add more description to it. So with this particular item, since it's shipping first class, it's going to be under a pound, so it has to be under 16 ounces. So, but with this one, since I've got it priced a little bit on the higher side, I'm going to go ahead and do free shipping. I think free shipping is definitely a strategy that a lot of people should use because I think it's a lot more attractive to buyers. Just because if they look at something that's $24.99 plus $5 shipping as opposed to something that's $29.99 and free shipping,
most of the time they're going to go for the free shipping option. So with this, I put it a little bit on the higher side of the dollar amount and then just put free shipping. So got the description, got item specific. So all you have to do after this is I'm going to put a little bit more to the title, because you definitely want to put keywords in the title, because that's how people find your listing. So keywords are a must. Item specifics, you want to add as many item specifics as you can. And with photos, you want to have at least 4 to 6 photos. Ideally more, the more the better. But yeah, 4 to 6 photos. And then once you have all that, you got your photos, you got your title. I'm going to adjust that title. Item specifics, description, price, your shipment method, and I always accept returns within 30 days, just because I think on an item, if they don't accept returns and there's another item that accepts returns, chances are they're going to go for the item that accepts the returns. So once you do all that, then you can go down to list your item. But we are not ready to list this one yet because I don't have the photos, so we're going to save for later. All right, so now with eBay, they like a nice white background whenever you're listing something. It's less distracting to whatever it is you're taking pictures of. So with this, I literally just got a white bed sheet, and that's worked fine for me for like the past year. Also, whenever you're taking your pictures, make sure you have the camera in square mode on your phone and don't have it on like the regular mode. That is the way Google and eBay likes it, is in the square mode. Also, when I'm listing shoes, I have adopted the Rally Roots method. They are a lot bigger online resellers than I am. They make probably about $700,000 a year. But my listings used to look something like this. Like I just put the shoes side by side like that, and that's probably what the profile picture would look like. But now I kind of do it either at a side profile or kind of with the front of the shoe pointing out like that. I think it's a lot more of a better look. I think Nike does that with their online profile pictures for their shoes. So that's what I've been using, and it seems to work so far. So when you are looking up shoes, you want to look up what the brand name is. So brand name Nike, and then Air Monarch, and then the size is a size 10, color is black, and then you're gonna look up that little I guess that'd be the serial number, but you're gonna type in that number, and that should pull up this exact shoe. So Nike Air Monarch, color black, size 10, and put in that little serial number, and that should pull up this exact shoe, and then you can pick from all the sold comps which one is most like yours, and go ahead and sell one like this and change the listing how you see fit. So whenever you're looking for items that you want to resell, consider looking through the sell-through rate. So that just basically means like how often it's selling as opposed to how many active listings there are. So if there's 100 active listings and there's 50 sold comps in the last 90 days, it's got a 50% sell-through rate, which is all right, but it's not super awesome. You definitely want something that has a much higher sell-through rates if you can get a hold of it. And I can't stress this enough. Good titles and good pictures are what is going to sell your item. So pictures are, you want to take very detailed pictures, especially if your item has any flaws. So like if it has like a crack or a scuff or some sort of mark that you can't get rid of, make sure you identify those in the pictures and put that in the description as well. And with titles, this is how people find your listing. So like these shoes, for example. So they are Nike. Nike is a brand name, so that's going to be the first word that goes up on your listing. Then Air Monarch. That's going to be what kind of shoe it is, and it is the color is black, so another keyword. Size is 10, another keyword, and then also to help specifically find this kind of shoe, again, put in that serial number, and that is how people are going to find your item. And whenever you're making a listing, try if you can to use all 80 characters. That's what they're there for. The more characters you can use, the more keywords you can put in, the more likely someone's going to find your item. So don't put a bunch of emojis or anything like that to kind of like make it pop more, because then you're just taking away from as many keywords that you can put into the listing. So don't put any emojis or anything like that. Try to use all 80 characters if you can, and just stack on as many keywords for that specific item as you can. Abbreviations are good too. So like vintage, VTG, that's just another little abbreviation that you can use so you can put more keywords in. So vintage is one of them, or new in box, NIB, or new with tags, NWT. Sorry, had a brain fart. But yeah, any of those abbreviations will work for pulling up certain listings. So again, so you can put more keywords and use more of the 80 characters that you're allotted. Also, select the right shipping method for your item. So if your item weighs under a pound, it's going to ship first class. So you can go online. I'll link it down in the description. You can go online and look up the eBay shipping calculator, and you can put in all the weight, dimensions, everything like that into that calculator, and it should pull up an idea of what you're going to be paying as shipping. So that way you kind of know what to expect, and you don't lose money in the process. So if you say you're going to ship it priority, ship it priority. Don't say you're going to ship it priority, then go and ship it media mail, because then it's going to get to the buyer a lot slower, and they're going to be mad, and they're probably not going to leave you any positive feedback for that. So if you say you're going to ship it priority or first class or what have you, make sure you ship it at that. All right, and that's all I got. So that's kind of a reward for making it to the end of the video. I'm actually going to be giving something away once I hit 50 subscribers. And I'll be announcing what that is in the next upcoming video. But since you're watching this right now, if you go ahead and go down to the comments and type in what a good BOLO item is, BOLO meaning be on the lookout for. If you go down there and type in a BOLO item, that's going to count as an extra entry. So go ahead and go down to the comments, type in what your best BOLO item is, and that counts as an extra entry that other people are going to miss if they didn't make it this far in the video. And again, if you like the video, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and subscribe. It would definitely help the channel out a lot, and I will see y'all in the next one.